This video is going to sort of run through the little differences for the code, continuing on from this first example. So we've got the options of choosing between 0 and 50, and if we choose a different guess, it's adding in our different options. What we have noticing with this one is that now, if you make a guess, it tells you how many guesses you've had and how many are remaining. Quite a useful sort of little feature that we're going to add in. Just looking at this, the first thing we've added in is a couple of extra variables. One for the number of guesses remaining, so that starts off at our total number of guesses that we've got available. Another variable for the number of guesses we've currently made when the game starts. We assume that's going to be 0. The game state, so that's our description of what's actually happening. So we just leave that blank to start with. And finally something to tell us if we won the game or not. The input and outputs remain the same as from version 1. Same with details of the button and our click handler. The only part that's changed is we've got some extra code in the play game function. The first step is each time we play the game or make a guess, we're going to update the guesses remaining. So what we have is to count guesses remaining, so initially 5 minus 1, and then overwrite it, so it basically puts 5 minus 1 is 4, stores 4 in here, and the next time we play it, it'd be 3, and then 2, and then 1. And the guesses made does the same thing, except it adds the number on. What's quite useful is if you got Dreamweaver CS5, you've actually got a live code option. So what I can actually do, so I can run the code, type in my guess, and it actually shows me what's actually happening and how it's being updated at that time. So it's a good way for debugging and testing. So we've gone through. With these we've also got a game state, which is just our message. So it basically just says the guess that we've made, a little bit of text. To join text together with other bits of text or variables, we use the plus. So it puts guess, appends this guess is made onto it. So whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, then adds on remaining, and then guess is remaining. So in the code, when we run it, we're going to have guess. This is the game state option that's being displayed. And that's the main difference in this function. So parser remains the same with the options. What has changed is this, the output, rather than just the that's too high, we've added on a plus game state, so it appends that variable, whatever stored in there, onto the end of it. Also does it for that's too low, but doesn't do it for if the answer is actually correct. So we've got a different option that will actually happen for this outcome. And what we also have added in is a couple of little tests if the guess is remaining or less than 1. So basically if there are no guesses remaining, so for either of the two options.
So you need to copy it to your...
What we then do is we've got another function that basically we're called endgame, which gets run. All endgame does is displays a custom message of whether you won or lost. So then we've got add the function, same as before, void function to declare it, the name, open brackets, close brackets if the game's been won. Now this one, we've got one little problem with our code, is if game 1, which is one of these variables we created that is currently set to being false. What you need to do is in the true option, add a little bit of extra code, which turns it into true. So we've got game 1 is assigned to true to tell us if we've won it. So what that does is that we finish it, run the end game, check to see if game 1 is true. If it is, update the HTML of the output, with that paragraph tag from above earlier. Display yes it's, display the answer, and all the rest of the HTML. It's also going to add the guesses made to it, and then the final word guesses on. So it'll basically say yes it is, 25, woo, and on the next line, because that's what the break does, it only took you blah blah, guesses made. Otherwise it's basically going, there's no more guesses left, and the number was that answer, and that finishes the entire script.